the key for this one, you might go on that side. Use my bad knee. So guys, the key to this one was where you put your frame, okay? So guys, my inside arm is the most important part here, okay? My elbow needs to be as far across Jaden's waist as possible, okay? So if your elbow is pointed down like this, it's not gonna be very good, okay? I want my forearm like across his hip. So like sit up real quick, Jaden. You guys see where I'm trying to put my forearm? And you're like this. If I can get my elbow to pop out the side, other side, it's even better, okay? Because the whole idea is to make that elbow-knee connection to get him out of here. If your elbow is down like this, that's a really hard gap to bridge, okay? So look, my frame is gonna go across his hip like this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put my knee on his rib cage, right? Because again, my goal is to connect my knee and elbow together. So if you do like, you know, a big hip escape, I'm moving away from that knee, right? Or that elbow. So he can like close that distance very easily, okay? So what I'm trying to do is connect. So look, I use my other leg to create some momentum. I'm gonna pop my hips up in the air and try to sneak my knee down into this space and connect with my elbow. Okay, so look, I pop up, I turn my knee down, and then I'm gonna use my knee to force him away, right, to retain my guard. Okay, so very simple first escape. Okay, where you guys go from here, I don't care, right? You can lasso over the top, kick him out. You can do your normal hip escape where you bring the leg out, just get back to your guard, okay? The second one was if I'm trying to do that and Jaden's wise to it, right? He's gonna sit his hip on the floor, right? So guys, make sure that when you do this one, you're not trying to be in two places at one time. Jaden cannot simultaneously put cross-face pressure and hip pressure. One of them has to give, okay? So typically, the guy will let go of your head and sit way back and try to kill your hips. The big key here, again, was my frame. I cannot let my elbow come up like this. Jaden will pull it off the floor, and now I'm in a lot of trouble. My elbow stays down across his hips, okay? And now what I'm gonna do is bridge up to get his butt off of the floor. Because again, if he's pinning my hips really well here, then if I raise my hips, his hips should come up too, okay? So guys, the whole idea here is I'm gonna try to drop this knee under his butt and use my frame to force him into my lap, okay? So look, he sat out, he's like trying to crush my hips. I'm gonna bridge, look, drop my knee underneath and force him back into my lap, like this, okay? Once I'm here, right, now I have like a really good chance to escape, okay? So look, the first one I'm always gonna try is to shift my hips and push him that direction. Okay, so look, all I would do is if he wasn't reacting, I would just shift my hips and push, okay? And he'll fall right over. But we're expecting the guy to use his free arms and post. So as I shift, boom, he posts, I dig my underhook, and then I bridge, kick him forward, and come out the back door, okay? Guys, if he's sitting, if I'm able to get him in my lap like this, right, with my frame, and he tries to come back to the side control, right, I go back to side control, Jaden, like, yeah, boom. Now I go right back to my knee and elbow escape, okay? That make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so guys, that was week 1. Week 2, we did like turtle escape, okay? So now the guy forced you to turtle, maybe he passed, right, and I wasn't able to escape, so I turtle, okay? So guys, the first thing here, what I want is my inside arm behind his leg, the one that's on the same side that he's on. I never, ever, go ahead and lock the seatbelt here, Jake. I never reach for that leg, okay? That's gonna get me into a crucifix, right? So what I want is to bring my elbow in nice and tight and start running my hips away from him and bring my head almost between his knees. And the goal is to get my arm behind his leg here, okay? So look, he's got a nice tight seatbelt. I suck my elbow in nice and tight. I start turning my hips. I get my arm behind, and now I'm gonna reach for his hips. Look, boom, okay? If he posts, easy, I come up and take the back. If he withers me here, right? Now I have a lot of other options, okay? I can just simply post and go back to my guard, boom, okay? I can use this to pull his head down and go into a front headlock series, whatever you guys wanna do there, okay? Make sense? Okay, second one was, go back on this side, if you don't mind. So guys, the second one was, okay, now he's got the seatbelt. I'm trying to get my arm back there, but he's just too tight with his hips here. Okay, so now I'm gonna bait the back take. So I'm gonna create a rolling scenario where he tries to take my back. And if this was successful for him, this is what it would look like. I start to roll, Jaden jumps over. Wow, that was really good. Okay, and he goes to take my back, okay? A little extreme, but sorry. A little flashy. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so guys, what I'm gonna do, look, I'm gonna use that for my escape. Okay, I'm gonna use his reaction to chase my back to get out. Okay, so look, first thing, my knee has to come off the floor, right? So I step my leg up, okay, and then I'm gonna think about trying to roll my head between his shoulders. Okay, look, as I start to roll and Jaden starts to follow me, go ahead, Jaden, jump over. No. Jump over my back. Yeah, so guys, as he starts to go, look, I start running my hips to the floor. Where the hell are you, Jaden?
Wrong back take, Jaden.
That's all right, you just jump right over the top of me. Who remembers that one? Come here, bro. Thank you. Get out of here, Jason. Sorry. That's all right. That's all right. Watch me push. Do you remember the back take? Yeah. All right, let's demonstrate the actual back take. Okay. So guys, look, if I rolled through and Brett gets him, he just jump over.
Oh, stupid.
And then he, that's why I said it's flashy. Yeah. Hey, what you do is not wrong, it's just flashy. Okay. So, redemption?
No, go ahead.
Okay. He's lost his privileges.
That's embarrassing.
Are you sweating?
So guys, look,
Do you have anxiety?
I'm gonna use that roll to get out. Okay, so look, my knee comes off the floor. I start to bait the roll. As he goes to my back, I run my hips to the ground. Okay, so remember, I'm like walking out and trying to get, perpendicular with him. Okay, now guys, the principle is the same. I want this arm under this leg. So if I can just reach under and grab, this is great. Okay, if his knee is down like this, I probably need to reach with my other hand and grab his, what's that shirt? IT band? Is that what that is?
No.
Hamstring maybe? I don't know what that is. That little tendon under the knee. What's that called?
The knee tendon.
Whatever. Okay. I'm gonna hook my 4 fingers in his knee and then pull his knee off the floor and feed my other arm underneath. Once I have this, now I'm essentially safe from the back take. Guys, before this, I cannot bring my hips off the floor. For example, if I don't have this, or even if I have this, and I start to raise, boom, he'll go underneath me. Okay? So once I have this, now he can't go underneath, right? He's kind of stuck here. Make sense? Okay, so guys, look, I'm gonna pull his knee in, I'm gonna bridge, and I'm gonna start reaching across, either to his hips or his opposite side leg. Now I can start to turn. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. That was week number 2. Week 3, we did mount escapes. Okay, so we started with, again, super basic knee and elbow escape. Again, the idea here is that super strong frame across his hip with my elbow on the outside. My elbow cannot cross at all. If it does that, he's gonna take my back, okay? Or arm triangle me, whatever, okay? So look, my arm goes right across, elbow out. I'm gonna try to get my elbow between the rib cage and the knee, okay? So I'm gonna start pushing him back to my knees and like wall walking myself forward so that I can go here, right, with my elbow in. Make sense? Now my job is to bump on my side and try to force this leg over my leg. So if I bump, I turn, and I start forcing his leg under, okay? All the time, guys, my frame stays. My goal is to trap his leg with this leg, not with that one. If I trap with this one, now I'm stuck on my side, he'll just drive his knee to the floor or start taking my back, okay? So what I want is when I push in, I can even use this one, I push, and I'm gonna hook his leg here. Now I have half guard, but my leg is free, okay? Brett's not a dummy, so he's gonna cross face me here. So guys, now look, I'm gonna use my forearm to push, start bringing my knee out, and doing my just normal hip escape to get out. If he tries to use his hand to block my knee, I catch his arm. Make sense? Okay. Then we did the S mount, okay? So now I try to do the same thing, right? But Brett tries to go S mount. And the big thing here again, guys, is my frame. I have to keep him back by my hips. If my elbow even slides in a little bit and he gets behind my shoulder, now I'm in trouble, okay? Now he can kimura, he can arm bar, he can take my back. So the whole time I'm doing this, even when he goes S mount, my frame stays. I keep him back here. Understand? Now my hand is gonna grab his calf. I'm gonna do a reverse hip escape. So I bring my foot out, I bridge my hip up, guys. I'm not just trying to drag his foot. He's gonna be pinching here, right? So if I just try to do this, he won't go anywhere. So look, I step and I bridge, see? Now I do my reverse hip escape and push him away. Now I can enter to my single leg X, okay? You guys remember that? Yes. Okay, last one was if he has like head and arm control from the mount. Okay, so now I'm in a lot of trouble. So he has my arm and head isolated. Again, lots of trouble here, okay? So guys, my free hand, I'm gonna post on his hip bone like this. And now again, I'm gonna start forcing him back and trying to get my elbow in, right? Keeping him back towards my hips. Now I'm gonna bridge him to that side. And as I get his weight moving, I'm gonna drop my hips the other direction and push, okay? What's that called? A snatch or a clean in weightlifting where you get the weight moving and you drop underneath it? It's just clean. Mm-hmm. It's the same concept, guys. Look, what I want is to like bump him this way, push, and drop my hip back. So you guys see, once my hip goes back, my hand stays. So now I've created that space. Single leg X. Okay? Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Get to work.